10 years ago, we had 8,000 horses a year being adopted out. And that number has plummeted to about 2,500 a year. And part of it's an awareness thing, part of it's people don't know horses. But I found one story that really touched me after the Unbranded ride. There was a veteran in Afghanistan, a Green Beret, who was shot in the chest and had a lot of difficulties with PTSD, maybe a drinking problem, and was pretty depressed and just kind of down on life. And he ended up getting involved in a program in Bozeman called Heroes and Horses, where they took Ray, and for 3 weeks they taught him horsemanship, and they took him on a pack trip. And after that, he was like, I'm going to do a 1,000-mile journey along the Continental Divide to try to kind of come to peace with some of the things that he'd gone through. And he, so there's Ray on the left, there's Micah Fink on the right. He's the guy who has Heroes and Horses. I love that man. But he was doing this journey, and about 2/3 of the way through it, some of his horses started to colic, which is like a bellyache, and he thinks they got into some invasive weeds. And he called me and was like all distraught, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, dude, I got some ponies, like, you just use my ponies. Under the situation and the condition that I get to go with you. So I got to go on this really cool trip with Ray, and we went through Yellowstone, and here's some of the photos. I got to go for, 2 weeks or so with him. But we made a short film with National Geographic Adventure on his story.
I served in the U.S. Army for 11 years. I was in 10th Special Forces Group. Did all my combat deployments to Afghanistan. Been diagnosed with PTSD, pretty bad anxiety. And for a long time, 8-9 months, I didn't want to leave the house at all. I went on a horse packing trip with an outfit called Heroes and Horses last year, and they take combat veterans to the mountains. And I went on that trip, and all of a sudden I found purpose, and it fundamentally changed my life. I'm trying to get to Manhattan, Montana, and when I get there, I'm going to donate all my tack and all my ponies to Heroes and Horses. So I believe this program's amazing, and it's going to help a lot of veterans.
A friend of mine that I worked with in the backcountry, who was also a veteran, committed suicide about a month ago. So when I heard that Ray was riding 1,000 miles from Colorado to Montana along the Continental Divide to seek healing through horses and wilderness, I asked to come along. I myself have completed 2 similar long-distance rides and feel a bond with Ray. Let's go through Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, it's so freaking cool. Man, hats off to that buffalo for standing his ground.
I've been carrying this rod and reel around since Colorado. I haven't caught one fish yet.
Yeah, this is absurd. It's typically bad luck to catch a fish on the first cast. Nice, dude!
Here's 5.
Holy crap! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we're talking. Yellowstone cutthroat trout. Catching up, Ray!
Oh, I just missed one.
Ray! I got one too!
Nice!
That was probably the fastest I've ever seen 15 fish get caught.
That was pretty cool.
Part of the reason why I did this trip is for my buddy Clint, who just passed away 2 weeks ago. And I wasn't able to go to his funeral. And I thought, you know, this is the perfect way to come out and honor our friendship and the good times.
I think so too.
So to Clint, to all the guys that took their lives for reasons that we never understand.
The mules are just amazing critters that give you lots of love and affection, a lot more than my mare does. But this is the first time I've been able to come up to him when he's been laying down without him standing up. This is so cool. I'm gonna try it in the other mule. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
These ponies have
They absolutely trust me now.
I agree.
And that makes me feel really good.
These ponies have an amazing ability once you gain their trust. They care for you, they believe in you, and they look for you for leadership. When someone's looking for you for leadership, you can't fail them. And that's an amazing thing. You stop worrying about yourself. I haven't learned anything new about myself on this trip. I just found things that I had once lost. It's really easy to get in a pattern of self-defeat, and I think that's where I was at. And this challenge made me realize that there was nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, Raynell, awesome guy. After this film was made, Heroes and Horses has continued to expand the program, and Ray last year was one of the trip leaders, taking guys like him into the wilderness, teaching them horsemanship, and it's just kind of cool to see, you know, a dude that was really struggling and, you know, is now giving back to people. And he also, another thing about this program, this Heroes and Horses program, is in January, they adopted 15 Mustangs. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of nudged him that way a little bit. I was like, you know, you want some. And because they thought about getting Canadian Mustangs. I was like, what? Man, get some American Mustangs. So they went and they got all these Mustangs and they trained them, and they're going to become therapy horses this summer for more guys going through the program. And in order to complete their training, we're actually going to do a 500-mile ride through New Mexico and Arizona just to prepare the horses. And I'm going to get to go on part of that, which I'm really excited about. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I kind of like to ride horses in the mountains. But it's really cool. Ray's story is one that I've heard from quite a few people, you know, people that are in a bad place in life or they don't have a lot of direction. They don't really know where to go, and they kind of seek solace, or they seek purpose and an adventure and an escape by, going into nature, going into the wild, and just stepping into some woods and going and finding a place to think about. And it changed Ray's life. It has completely changed my life. And I believe that, ensuring that public lands have a place into the future, isn't just like crucial for biodiversity, for a lot of stuff, for a lot of the indigenous species in North America, but I mean, for our society as well. I think having a place where the average Joe can go and to recreate and to think and escape, and it's part of what makes us human. So there's 3 points that I really wanted to send you guys home with. They made me drill it down to 3, but one of those is public land. There are people that legitimately want to sell it, and that is such a bad idea. I mean, it is one of the greatest things that the United States has ever done is set aside lands for future generations. There's so many people that enjoy and appreciate those, and it changes their lives and give them purpose. And I just think it's crazy that you would ever want to sell something like that. And then the second one is, we have all these public lands, and what do we want to do with it? It's a big question. People fight tooth and nail to keep them, but they're like, well, what is good land management? How do we define what good land management is? And there's a lot of big environmental and ecological time bombs, in the American West and on the world as a whole. And in my opinion, I feel like the longer you wait and you procrastinate to tackle these issues, head on, just the bigger they're going to become. And then the third one, and the one that I really want you guys to go home with, is you all need to adopt a burro. Especially you, sister. You have no choice. So that's the end of my talk. Thank you guys so much for coming.